Hey guys, let's talk about some walking bass lines on a blues that goes from 2 to 5 in the turnaround. So a lot of times you're playing a blues, it goes from 5 to 4. Let's look at some walking bass lines and also how to do a walking bass line over the 2-5. So I'm in the key of F, and I'm playing an F today because I actually want to show you the bass line for My Babe. It's a little Walter tune, but although it's not a standard 12-bar blues, it's a 16-bar blues, does some cool stuff. The solo jumps to a 12-bar blues, and it's really, really fun to play on for everybody. So if you're playing with a harmonica player, of course if you're playing with another guitar player, this is going to be great. But knowing the actual bass line that gets doubled right on that first solo, super cool, and you hear this all over the jump blues stuff, the swing blues stuff. And it's just a different vibe that I think you're going to love if you've been playing a lot of typical Chicago blues tunes. So, I'm in F. I'm going to play the root, the third, the fifth, the sixth of the chord. And this is real common. You hear piano players. You hear that a lot. Dunga, 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 dunga. So, I'm going to just play the one note. Root, third, fifth, sixth, root again. Then I'm going to walk back down the other direction. 6, 5, 3. So I'm going root, third, fifth, sixth, root, sixth, fifth, third, root, third, fifth, sixth. This time I play the flat 7, which is right next to the 6, and then go back down. So I'll play the first 4 bars for you. It's interesting because this is a quarter note bass line, but the phrase is actually over 2 bars. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So no matter what key you're in, on the 1 chord, if you can find the root, you can train yourself to play these. It's a triad. 1, 2, 3, and then a 6. Grab the root. 6, 5, 3, right back. So no matter where you are, find that no matter what key you're in. I'm going to do the same thing from the 4 chord. So I played the exact same sequence of notes over the 4 chord that I did the first 2 bars of the 1 chord. So I'm going to actually use the chord names instead of the numbers for now. Flat 7. Now I'm on the 4 chord. And you could play the flat 7 here, or the root. Okay, now we're at the crucial piece that can get a little confusing. I'm going to go play a 2 chord, outline a 2 chord. So that's what the bass player does, right, is outline. I'm going to outline the 2 chord and the 5 chord. So I'm going to go, the 2nd scale degree is G. So it's like I'm playing a minor scale. And then I play the major third too. So I have a chromatic moment. Puts me exactly in time, 4 notes, in time to play the root of the 5 chord. So I'm playing G minor and C. There's my C. Now I walk back down the other direction, but I don't have the chromatic thing going on in there. So let me show you exactly the notes that I'm playing. And of course, sometimes I play it here. And sometimes I'll just play it on the same string. So for the G minor, I'm playing 3rd fret, 5th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret. So that's not in the chord, but it's a leading tone, a half step away from the 5, the C, which is on the 8th fret. And I walk back down, 8, 6, 5, 3. It's harder for me to name the frets than it is the actual chord tones. That's how you know you've been playing for so long. Okay, here we go. This is the 2-5. And And you could play it, of course, with just quarter notes. I, for some reason, love to make it swing like that. If I was playing bass, of course, that wouldn't happen. The bass player's not going to do that, but it's super fun on the guitar. You could even add that to the end of your solo. So let's say that you're soloing in F. Yada, yada, yada. It gets to the solo. Let me just demonstrate it real quick, and I'm going to demonstrate it relatively in one position so that you can move it to another key without having to think about it too much. I find I like to play the 2-5 part up the neck. But I'm going to show it to you in this position. So no matter what key you're in, you can find it related to your root here. Just keep it simple here. So here we go. Okay, so the last 2 bars is the same as the first 2 bars. A lot of times when you're playing a Chicago blues, right there on the last 2 bars, you end up getting this like, you get this like standard turnaround. In this case, you're playing the 1 chord again for 2 bars. You can build these bass lines off of any key, any chord that you need to, as long as you start getting really good at remembering the 1, the 3, and the 5. So I have another video about building bass lines with just the triad, just the 1, 3, and 5. Even like a reggae bass player would probably play it like, they would put the 3rd on the other string. So in that case, instead of going up that same string for the 3rd, I went to the next string. It doesn't matter where you play them, just as long as you can grab them for any chord or any key. I like this pattern because it gives me the root on that same fret. It gives me the 6 here. Sometimes I bend it, kind of sets her. You know, I'm all. You know, if I'm soloing and using the bass line, but as long as you can grab it in any key. When it goes to the 4 chord, if you don't want to think too much and you want to just play the 4 chord here, totally fine. You don't have to do it in that same position. But for me, it makes sense, especially if I'm, you know, playing in a situation where I can't just watch my hands the whole time. I'm going to learn it in one position. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Hit me with a comment or a question. And if you want some free lessons, go on over to blackbeltmusician.com. Got some free stuff over there. And then a couple of great courses that I think you're going to love.